Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I am going to talk about the associative property when it comes to algebra. What is the associative property? First, let me talk about the commutative property, which says that when it comes to addition and multiplication, it does not matter what the order of the numbers is when it comes to that sum or that product. So, for instance, the commutative property states that B times A equals A times B, or B plus A equals A plus B. That is the commutative property, which states that you have two numbers, whether you add them or multiply, just adding and multiplication, the order does not matter. So the associative property is just an extension of the commutative property. It says if you have three or more numbers when it comes to adding or multiplying, that does not affect the sum or the product of those numbers. So for instance, this is the associative property. If you have A plus B plus C, that also may equal, let's just say if you put parentheses around this, that would also equal A plus B plus C, or would also equal B plus C plus A. Also, for instance, if you have A times B times C, that also equals C times B times A, or also it may equal B times A times C. So basically, commutative property, associative property is just saying when it comes to addition and multiplication, it does not matter where you place the numbers. That's not going to affect the outcome of the sum or the product. So let's put this to the test. Say that we have 7 times 4 equals 4 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 4 times 7 is 28. Let's just say we had 2 times 3 times 6 equals 6 times 3 times 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Same thing here. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 times 2 is 36. The order does not matter when it comes to addition and multiplication. So we could continue to do this, but I think you got the gist of it. 5 times 3 equals 3 times 5. Those are both 15. If I said 1 times 2 times 3, that could also equal 2 times 1 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, times 1, 6. 2 times 1 is 2, times 3, 6. Same thing. So I hope this helps. This is the associative property, which is an extension of the commutative property, which states that three or more numbers, when adding or multiplying them, does not affect the sum or the product of those numbers. Now, there's a difference when you're talking about subtraction and division. That's totally different. But this is just for addition and for multiplication. So I hope that helps. I know a lot of the information sounds redundant, but when you start learning math and when you are getting better at math, the more you hear things over and over and over again, the more confident you become. And that is what helps you make good grades if you're in school, or helps you get more confident when completing problems. So I hope this helps, and we'll see you in the next video.